Good. Best intro ever. Yeah. 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 Meh. Meh. Get out of here. Yeah. It's like electrical tape. Holds for a second, but then just kind of deal with it. The all digital, socially distanced experience. Yeah, I mean, can we be? It is scary. It is scary. They were. Do you know what we should make clear though, Dorf? One thing that just popped into my head, not in my notes, nothing that's just popped into my head that we really should make clear that we're talking about the Democrat convention tonight. We're talking about the Republican convention, but let's be clear that neither one of them are actually having a convention. They're just having YouTube shows and some just. Yeah, I mean, but you know what a real convention is. I mean, it's there. There's no limit to how many people can come to your real. Yeah, I mean, right, right. I mean that was always the old joke too, is that the DNC had millions of people and boring speeches, and the Republican convention was exactly like the Democratic convention but with drinking and fun. I mean that used to be a thing, but now neither of them have that. Neither of them, they're just it's fake. It's fake, really. God bless America. Mhm. Absolutely. I did. My boy Gary. All you fellow libertarians out there, dump out three-quarters of your Bush Light right now for the memory of Gary Johnson. Yeah, and Dorf, I was gonna mention this later. And I'm gonna be, I plan to cast my vote for Joe Jorgensen this November. I do this, I do this as proof that I need not have the perfect candidate to go out and cast my vote. Joe Jorgens, right, right. But I vote for her because I haven't 100% given up on the system yet, capital yet. All the letters in yet are capitalized, and there's periods behind all of them. They form an acronym that is not yet known, but yet. But it's there because I'm trying. There were there's more than this originally, but six major candidates ran on the libertarian ticket. I am absolutely, yeah. Um, yeah, and if you watch this is not the topic of tonight's show, but if you watch the libertarian debate, Berman Supreme looked great actually, and really, really kind of showed what he was all about. To be perfectly honest, and she was my fifth favorite of the six. Joe Jorgensen was my fifth favorite candidate on that stage. Jacob Hornberger, top, and let's go Vermin Supreme as the running mate. Yeah, no, Jacob Hornberger for sure was my guy. Yeah. Mhm. I for S's and G's, I definitely think people should watch his former debate performances. They're absolutely hilarious. If you want to actually know who Vermin Supreme is, you could watch his debate performance in the LP debate from this year, and you would be surprised. You will laugh. Yeah, yeah. He said that you couldn't just choose to be gay, and he threw some glitter at him and said, "You're gay." It was fun. No, but you know what? He actually, in the last debate, he made it very clear that yeah, he uses humor and satire to push his very serious agenda, and he uses that because the system is a joke. How can you fix the system that is a joke without making jokes about it? And I thought he was great. Well, yeah, free ponies for everyone, compulsory toothbrushing, and and when asked about coronavirus, he said he was going to build a time machine and go back in time and kill baby COVID. Problem solved. Problem solved. Let's absolutely. Yeah, no, no, yeah, no, it's good stuff. Yeah, listen, if that's your opinion, then there's no reason to vote on anything. There's no reason to institute democracy or levels of a republic government if you feel that. I mean, if we live on stolen property, then by all means give it back. What is there to vote about? I mean, this is there. We have no business. How dare we vote on this if that be the case? But sure. No, I mean the difference between the DNC and Vermin Supreme, not to keep going back to it, but the difference between that is when Vermin Supreme says ludicrous and ridiculous things, his followers know he's joking. It's called a joke. We're laughing together. We're laughing with him because we know the ludicrous nature of what he is saying. When the Democrats say ludicrous things, some people believe it, and the rest of the people are, beating the hell out of their forehead because they just can't, you know, fathom what's being said. Dorf, British Parliament has come out, members of British Parliament have come out this week basically saying, and the Prime Minister as well, saying that, and this is the original place where they still are proud to worship statism. I mean, their system is technically right. This is the last stronghold on Earth. There's plenty of these places. 90% of the Earth is like this, but this is the last stronghold on Earth where they still admit that they worship statism. And they've basically come out and said, kids not going to school is worse than COVID-19. The effects of our kids not being educated is worse than the effects of the coronavirus. And it's, I mean, and look at, the U.S. reaction. And then you know, we have the balls to say that the Europeans are more liberal than we are, more progressive, there is, the United States of America has overnight become a leftist stronghold. And, well, let's be honest, it all happened. Yeah, it all happened while Donald J. Trump was president of the United States. So try to explain that one to me, kids. I don't know. Hmm. This is Dorf. This is the same idea. And again, I'm with you. I don't normally agree with um, ideas that come from this side of the aisle, if you will. But this is, I almost never agree with things that are legislated in California or decided in California. But this is to me very similar to the idea of the NCAA telling people that they're not allowed to make money off their own name. And basically the state of California is saying, yeah, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, this is a strong win for capitalism from the state of California, which is weird. But what they're basically saying is, right? No, there. Yeah, no, it was mind blowing. You're right, and I guess I don't know if it's a symptom of even a broken clock is right twice a day, or even a blind squirrel finds a nut. But this is just, or maybe they're that true to their own ideology, and every once in a while their ideology does have a bit of justice involved in it. It could very well be that too. But really, I mean, to say that someone can't make money, or at least doesn't have rights to their own name, their own property, what they've done, what they've accomplished, it's beyond wrong. That's not even a capitalism thing. Real, that's just it's a rights thing. Mhm. Yeah, probably. No, probably. Yeah, and it ain't schoolwork. Yeah, just Dorf. The solution without we could do it a whole show on this easily, without yeah, exactly, and I'm looking forward to it. But listen, it's easy. You don't have to pay the students, like pay them, like like write them a check. You don't have to put them on a salary to play football. Just allow them to monetize their own name. Allow them to do endorsements. Let them do it. Problem solved. Problem solved. Right there. If you are just if you are sure. If you are Jim at oh go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Or you have a job at Burger King. You have a job at Burger King. Uh, yeah. Right. No. Mhm. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. No, and nothing is promised to you under this system of freedom and liberty. If you are Jim Atchison, the backup running back, this is a made up person, of course. The backup running back for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and nobody knows who you are. You're not entitled to anything. If you don't have endorsements coming your way, if you don't have that's okay. You don't have to get it. But if they're selling jerseys with your name on the back, you bet your ass you should get something for it. You know that's that only makes sense to me. But it was connected though, connected to ideology. But yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and even if you wanted to do a hydro thing, you're not allowed to collect rainwater. So, um, you don't own that water. The state owns that water. The same people that own you. There you go. There you go. Right. I'm all for. I'm not saying I'm for it or against it. I don't actually think. Mhm. No, I listen. Yeah, right, right. To go somewhere where because you know what? Because you maybe shouldn't get paid that much money to can fish. You know, well, Dorf, and a problem I have with the Republican Party, though, is that they oppose Puerto Rican statehood and Washington, D.C. because it would hurt them. Right, it would hurt them. But to me, you know, I like to talk about the Constitution a lot, and the Constitution isn't this like voodoo magic book that you have to like interpret, and it's actually laid out pretty plainly. You can pick it up and read it and figure it out. It's actually really easy to understand, and if they fit the constitutional requirements to become states, then they by all means, if they want to, should apply for statehood. Oh no, there's more required. I mean, the requirements lay. No, but Congress is supposed to. Congress is voting on that based on the constitutional requirements, not based on do we want them. Well, well, you're making the argument for why the system's broken, not for why the. Okay, well, and that's fine. You don't have to sell me on the system's broken. You don't have to sell me on that. But with when it comes to Puerto Rico, for instance, I mean, Washington D.C. is its own animal. It's very different. Nothing in U.S. history is like Washington D.C. They still get to vote the presidential elections. They get electoral votes. They're in the contiguous United States, even though there's some states that aren't in the contiguous United. I mean, it's a very strange animal with with Washington D.C. So aside from that, with Puerto Rico, there comes a point where if logic ever enters into the scenario, then the Puerto Rico territory situation will be deemed dumb. And no, I can't think of a better word for that. Right, it is. It's dumb. It's dumb. So, for the sake of the United States of America as a whole, and even more so for the sake of the people of Puerto Rico, stop giving them the middle option because the middle option is dumb. If and I know for certain if I lived in Puerto Rico, whether I moved there last week or whether I was born and raised there, my philosophy would be either become a state, right? Become a state or become independent. Puerto Rico right now should be actively becoming a state or actively declaring their independence. And I would support them either way. But under the current scenario, no, I don't support dumb things. Dumb things are dumb, and I don't like dumb things. So, no. Puerto Rico in its current state is dumb. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. Um, you know, it's this is a this is a hard question. Right. And this kind of this is a tough question, Dorf, because this is that thing where, libertarians love to call people statists. I love to call people statists. It's one of my favorite insults. But the thing is, if you're a libertarian, you're still a statist, right? That you still you're not you're a right. I mean, to quote Rand Paul, who isn't even a libertarian, he's a Republican, just a yeah. To quote him, I want a government so small that you can barely see it. And that is the thing. To say that you are a libertarian is to say that I'm not an anarchist. I do support a state in some level. Now, I can't think of an immigration law that I like. That I wouldn't want reform. I can't think of but a state by definition has borders. So do I wish the borders were a little more open? Yes. And then Republicans go, "Oh my God, what are you gonna do? You're making a welfare state." Like, no, dummy. I'm a libertarian. I'm not for welfare. Right. Like, no, not only do I not want the immigrants on welfare, I don't want your loser brother-in-law on welfare either, jerk. I don't want anybody on welfare. That's not it. And you know what? For those people out there that say, "Well, but I'm oppose people on welfare, but when I was growing up, my mom was a single mom and she needed it." No, I oppose it then too. I actually do. I oppose it. Not just in the ones you think are a good idea or that you think are a bad idea. No, if you oppose it, you oppose it because you know it's actually a bad idea. That it doesn't mean that you are heartless or that you oppose charity in any way. And that's the same with when you say, yeah, no, I'm not an open borders guy completely. I mean, I guess I kind of am. I don't agree with the Republicans or the Democrats with their thing, with how they feel about open borders. But yeah, I mean, a country does have borders. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's immigration is yeah. No, immigration has a terrible effect on developing countries. Hmm. Right. No, you're right. You're right. I Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. No, I don't buy it. Yeah. This this goes back to the idea of George W. Bush's old quote: that the illegal immigrants do jobs Americans won't do. No, they do. Yeah. 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 Right. You might have to pay more than $5 an hour. Yeah. You pass that on to the customer like every other business does. Yeah. They'll pay it. They'll pay it when they need it. They'll pay it. Dorf, all through the Bush administration, into the Trump administration, all through the Obama administration, I did one of those jobs for 26 years. I did one of those jobs that Americans won't do, that Americans supposedly won't do. I do it all the time. It's fine. I do it. Did it. Done all right. It's okay. It's what I do, you know? But I used to laugh at that. Oh, it's a job Americans won't do. Really, I did it yesterday. Gonna do it again tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. You know, do it all the time. You survived. I survived. I'm all right. And I'm just living normal life. I do a couple of them. I do a little too full. Got about a dozen kids. Not that many. A third of a dozen kids. No, Appease the social justice warriors, defund the police, run an old white guy and attorney general who is. Mhm. Sure, sure. No, absolutely. Mhm. Mhm. Kudos to that person that actually admits that, because there's a lot more of those people out there than um you know a lot of them don't admit it. So kudos to someone who admits it. Mhm. Right. It is dumb. It's super dumb. It's quadruple super dumb. Hmm. Yeah. Right. It is. Yeah. Hey, Dorf, like I always say when people criticize me for voting third party, it's my vote. I'll waste it if I want to. And, yeah, no, that's wasting it, not using it. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, basically. Although, when it comes to Gary Johnson, only one of those people had experience as a successful executive in a government position, as he was a very successful governor of New Mexico, very well liked too, until all of a sudden the Republicans didn't want him, and then all of a sudden, no, he's silly, he's dumb, he's just a silly guy. It's like he wasn't silly when he was the governor of New Mexico for years and was very successful at it. And when he had an R next to his name, he wasn't silly. But now that he doesn't have an R next to his name, he's silly. Yeah, he's silly. He's silly. He says silly things, Elliot. Don't listen to him. Do you know what problem? Do you know what problem I have with the Republican platform? We ripped apart the Democratic platform because let's yeah let let's let's be honest. The DNC platform is three words, and we already said them. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. But as I'm kind of starting to right, but as I think the Orange Man Bad platform is ridiculous. But do you know what all I'm hearing from the Republicans is? Orange Man good! Orange Man good! What? Orange Man not bad, Orange Man good! He's good! He's good! Check your wallet, man! He's good! The Orange Man is good. The Democrats are wrong. Orange Man's good. Orange Man good. If someone, I start that hashtag. I'm starting it right now. Yeah, start that hashtag's going viral. Orange Man good. Yeah, hard pass. Basically, it's almost September. Right. I mean, this is the equivalent. This is no different than dictators back in the day, monarchs dissolving parliament. I've dissolved parliament. I'm in charge now. This is what they used to do. This is why we fought a revolution and then wrote a constitution, and so that couldn't happen anymore. So it wouldn't happen anymore. That people didn't used to have to be told that. That was just how it was. And when it comes to coronavirus, when it comes to the COVID thing, what's the end game? Okay, that's all I care about. That's what I want to know. I was against this from the beginning. I was against the lockdown because I'm somebody that cares about liberty. The, mhm, yeah. Mhm. But to levy proclamations like this with no end game whatsoever. And what is the end game? What's the end game? I mean, what until there's zero cases? What and when do we go back? When do we go back? Yeah. Yeah. How offensive to say that that people's jobs are essential. Anyway, yeah, isn't isn't everyone's job essential? It's essential to them in most cases. Mhm. Yeah. Right. Right. Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna take your food and we're gonna give it to these soldiers. Yeah. Mhm. No, I mean, so I mean, are they just going to stop testing? That's the thing I want to know, Dorf. Are they just going to stop testing? Because that's the only way you're going to get to an end game here. Because if they keep testing, they're going to find more cases. That's and I know I'm sounding like Donald Trump here, and I don't want to, but that's always always. Mhm. Right. Imagine a virus so dangerous you have to be tested to find out you have it. Sure. Hmm. Every life is Dorf, every life is sacred. Seriously, I absolutely mean that from the bottom of my heart. May perpetual light shine upon them. How many of those people would have lived for another 12 months? The people that died of coronavirus, the people that died of COVID-19, how many of them would have lived for another 12 months? Very few. Probably very few. Hmm. Right. Hmm. It is. It is. Do you know what else it is? It's new. It's new, and that happens when these new viruses come in. Do you know why? Hopefully, hmm 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 everything, everything, every time you've ever been sick in your whole life. Hmm Yeah, I don't know, man. Dorf, I went into I will not say the name. Although I would love to give this guy business, I will not say the name of the business because I don't want him to be in trouble because this is breaking the law, of course. But I walked in to buy a cigar today on my lunch break. Where but went in, bought a cigar, and of course he's got the mandated by the state, must wear a mask. I'm just thinking, like the the irony that a smoke shop would would be so concerned about people's health and and their breathing that I walked in, the guy wasn't wearing a mask. I said, "You're not really doing the mask thing, are you?" And I bought my cigar and I left. But I just I bet. Yeah, I bet. Hmm if you want, but they don't make you, right? Yeah, they're just yeah. Good good for them. Good for them. Yeah. America. No, it's fine. Dorf, I have so much trouble with tax questions. You know this, because Well, it's true. I don't. So yeah, I don't. I'm not really for the playing favorites with the tax code thing. You know, I yeah. I, I mean, do I like this stuff? No, I don't. But at the same time, as long as things like the IRS exist and income tax exists, I care not what they do with my money after they steal it. I really don't. You know, um, me too. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, if you're talking about clean energy, if you're talking about save the earth, no, I will not listen to anyone talk about saving the earth if if they're not 100% for nuclear energy. If you're not, you're no, you're not. No, you are intellectually dishonest to your own ideology, and I have no use for it whatsoever. No. Yeah. Right. You could always you could always deregulate it and let the you know let the market do what it will. It won't though. Aspirin and ibuprofen are unregulated. They sell them at the Dollar Tree. I'm not saying everything would be 99 cents plus tax if it was unregulated, but let's give it a shot. I bet it'll be damn near. It doesn't even mean anything. That's just it's words. It's words that sound good, right? If if you go to your car mechanic and say, oh yeah, I want a quote. I do not have more than $375. That is my limit. If it goes more than $375, I do not do it. And then you sign a little piece of paper. You write a little scribble at the bottom of a piece of paper. Okay, yeah, okay, 375, right? Okay, cool. And then they say, you owe us. Oh, we did have to replace that one kill. It's gonna be 387, and you throw $375 in cash down and walk out. Guess who wins that lawsuit? You do. You do. Every single time. Every single time. And of course, they're not even gonna be dumb enough to try it because they know that they were right. Right. It actually is that simple. And if right, there's doctors are supposed to be smarter than the rest of us. So the idea that they can't tell you I'm sure. Hmm. Yeah. Well, lawyers kind of get to pull it off too. Uh, yeah, but sometimes you're a few hours deep before they tell you. I've learned that one the hard way. They should. You're right. And for the most part, at least there is a possibility that they will with lawyers. So good point. No, you can't. No, that's cool. That's cool. I just so much of this stuff is like they could seriously, Dorf, they could throw into this platform right here. No more farting on babies. Like, yeah, it's just like, of course, everyone agrees with that. And are people really farting on babies anyway? I don't think they are. Is this really a problem? It sure sounds like a problem though. When they phrase it that way, it's like, oh, geez, people are farting on babies. That's terrible. Stop doing that. Cut it out, jerks. But it's just, yes, America. Hmm. Which is why I don't vote for him, man. Which is why I'm out. No, no, I'm for school choice. I'm just making. Oh no, no, I'm for all. I mean, I am. Yes, absolutely. I actually think compulsory education is the biggest evil in our culture. No. Yeah, if you think it's going to happen in the public school, you're the one who's uneducated. Have we gotten to don't fart on babies yet? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, hey, Dorf, listen, I abhor violence. I find the 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 def- hey, I find the vast majority of things that the defund the police crowd to be ridiculous. I find it to be ludicrous. But then there's also this part of me, maybe it's the crazy rebel libertarian in me. I hear defund the police, I'm like, don't threaten me with a good time. Like, does that mean no speed limits? What does that mean exactly? I'm, I don't care. I mean, really, I mean, I find it funny. I'm like, I feel like there's a bunch of cops out there, and I feel bad for them. I genuinely do. But they're like, oh my god, I can't decide whether to do, vote for who the union tells me to, or to not vote for the people that hate me. The union's telling me to vote for the union's telling me that this is my bread and butter if I don't vote for the people that keep saying they're not going to pay me anymore. But although Dorf, in their defense, when they say defund the police, they don't mean defund the police. I just to me if I like to me like okay if defunding the police is definitely not what you want to do, then the words to describe what you want to do shouldn't be defund the police. Well, just anything but that. Anything but the thing that you're claiming that it isn't. You know, I mean that's so. But hey, that's you know, it be what it be, right? Yeah. Mhm. Will it be as real as that one in the '60s where they sent everybody to the moon? Hmm. Yeah, he's getting old. He'll lose these days. Uh, I know. Yeah, he'll fight anyone who questions his Masonic crown. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, he's Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, yeah, he was telling the truth. I mean, he was being a jerk. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I got a pot and a stove. I'll boil my water if I have to. You can keep your clean water. Yeah, meh. Yeah, as long as the billions of people in China and India keep dropping all their plastic straws in there, it doesn't really matter how many paper ones we use. Right. Yeah. I mean, until then, it doesn't matter how many paper straws we biodegrade. It just straight up, you can say what you want about me, but I like plastic straws better than I like seals. Don't even at me. All right. Sorry, not sorry. Whatever. You know what? If all I know is that if we never drop anything bad near our turtles, we'll never make them into ninjas. So just don't even care. You gotta start somewhere, don't you? What are you doing to make Ninja Turtles? You liberals. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know all those guys arguing over what's better, euchre or spades. Sitting in those places are what's keeping America free, according to so many America lovers out there. But guess what? It just no. Right, right, exactly, exactly. There isn't enough degenerate Germans out there to drink all that warm beer that they keep producing over and over again for 200 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The shores of Tripoli. Here's my question for the Orange Man Good. Here's my question for the Orange Man Good crowd. Um, are they going to at any point throughout this acknowledge that the world's on fire? Are they going to acknowledge that the law and order president is presiding over yeah disaster of the last 50 years? It's are they going to acknowledge that all of the things that they claim would happen under anarchy are happening now under their statism? I mean, under their law and order. Are they going to acknowledge that? I mean, the idea of running as an incumbent is, are you better? Yeah, I mean, and basically, the entire idea is, and I'm not even saying there's no truth to this, but the entire idea is vote for Donald Trump. He was doing great until the Democrats purposely wrecked it for him. I mean, is there anything more to the Republican rhetoric than that right now? I mean, because Donald Trump told me, he told me, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the country was listening too, but he told me that he was the only one that could fix it. He told me that it didn't matter how many corrupt people were in Washington or in other parts of government because he was going to drain the swamp. He was going to fix it. It didn't matter that all those people were against him because he was the only guy who could stop it. He was the only guy that could make it all happen despite that. So where are we at, But I guess we need 4 more years for him to build the wall and put Hillary Clinton in jail and all the main things that he actually promised, right? This is what I'm saying, and that certainly isn't me saying now go vote for Joe Biden That's definitely not me saying that. And for go you support defunding the police, so go vote for the guy that wrote the crime bill and his fascist attorney general Kamala Harris. Running mate. They're definitely not saying that, but I just some things to think about, perhaps. For fraction of a percentage of people who are considering voting for somebody other than the dude with the R or the dude with the D next to their name. But you people don't really exist anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, real quick, man. We can do this real quick. Um, predictions. Doesn't have to be your final prediction, but it can happen. I mean, I'm a guy that 1 year ago I was like, Donald Trump's winning re-election. Don't even think about it. It's happening. I don't know now. What do you think? Who do you? I still think he is too. If you put you say, hey, who's you know you have to bet $1,000 on it. I think Donald Trump's going to win. But I'm nowhere near as certain. I I tend to think you're right. And a year ago, I thought that was a foregone conclusion. But now I admit to be questioning it a little bit more than I was. There you go. It's it's quite a strategy, isn't it? You even though even though she is very much, and I know this doesn't matter that much, but even though she's not that libertarian, they run Tulsi Gabbard. The Libertarian Party says, hey, you know what? We're not going to run anybody this time. You got our endorsement. Boom. Again, that, mhm, right. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I think the anti-socialism crowd still goes nuts over Andrew Yang, but mhm, maybe. Yeah, right, right. No, you're doing it. Yeah, no, you're doing it. You got it. You got this. You got guys like me who have never voted Democrat in their entire life saying, okay, yeah, yeah, like okay, she's not perfect. In fact, I don't even know that I like her, but she's good enough, sane enough. I'm doing it. The pull the troops out, the pull the troops out from an actual veteran is okay, good enough for me. Good enough for me. Okay, Dorf. Yes or no, and a couple of words if you wish. Will the conventions change anything? Dukakis. Hmm. Yeah, it is expected. Right. Yeah, it's raining out. Oh, suit. Yeah. Susie just called and she wants to go to lunch. That sounds better. Yeah, I mean, I'm only voting because I just want to show up and just troll the mask wearers. I mean, it's my basic only reasoning to that I know for sure I'm going to vote. But okay, same rules apply. Will the debates change anything? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just, for 330 seconds there, we almost forgot you were retarded. Yeah. That's basically what they're, getting at with Joe Biden here. Mm-hmm. General, I think he'll do well in the debate. Actually, I think they're going to pump him full of enough Adderall or whatever drug they use, and I think you'll get a glimpse of old Joe Biden, who old Joe Biden was actually awesome at debates. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm wondering if there's going to be like an Orange Man bad reference, like if he's going to like actually delve in and just expose that. Yes, we all know what we're really voting for here. The Orange Man is bad. I don't, but I don't know though. I All I know is I had zero enthusiasm about watching the conventions, and I can't wait to watch the debates. Yes, I cannot wait to watch the debates. And there is an almost zero chance that I would vote for either one of those people. I will not say zero, but there's an almost 0% possibility of me voting for Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Yet I cannot wait to watch that debate. It's gonna be great. That's quality entertainment. Yikes. Just something that is going to be a precursor to a potential show that I haven't even discussed with you. Is there any chance that this election is rigged and that none of it matters? Right, right. 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 And then on the other hand, the person who is in charge of that only actually technically has one boss, one person ahead of him, and that person happens to be one of the two people he can vote for. But no chance of fraud, no chance of fraud, none whatsoever. Okay, Door. There's always fraud, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, here in I mean, don't forget Dorf here in Detroit. Our former mayor's mother, Kwame Kilpatrick's mother, once received more votes than people that lived in the district. Yeah, so she she rigged an election that she evidently was going to win in a landslide anyway, and and got about 103% of the vote. But anyway, exactly, exactly. Dorf, I know we're out of time. I know we're out of time, and you may or may not answer this. I'm putting you on the spot. Right now, we already know that I am voting gold, meaning orange main irrelevant. Who are you voting for, Dorf? Voting nobody. I don't know, but still undecided. Oh, the tweet, the tweet, yeah. Well, not the party, just the candidate. Right, right. No, it's got me torn too, man. It's got me torn too. And I said I was going to vote for their candidate no matter what, and it's tough. I'm not ruling out. I'm not ruling out voting nobody. Right. I now know about three people who do plan to vote to write in Kanye. By the way, at this point. Oh, is that how it works? YE. Uh, right on. All right, that's all I got for you, Dorf.